Hello everyone, welcome to this video. My name is Dhiren and I'm going to show you how we can integrate Jira and Salesforce using the Exalate app. So let's get started. What you're seeing on my screen is the Exalate app, and let me quickly log into the app. I'm gonna choose my account. Just bear with it for a few seconds. In the meantime, let me show you the documentation. This is how you can get started. So you'd first need to create an account for the Exalate app, and this is how you can register. You can follow these steps and register for Exalate. So let's get started quickly now. So what we are going to do is we are going to create connections. So let's go into the connections tab. Let's click on add connection and create new connection. This interface will now ask us for the two systems that we will have to integrate. So we are prompted for the system URLs. So in this case, I'm gonna do Jira first. So this is my Jira URL. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna put it here. My system is already registered, by the way, so I'm gonna it's Jira, this one. So yeah. Now how the authentication works is really with OAuth. So we have different authentication types for different systems here. If you go to this page, create a new connection in the console, you will find the system requirements. So for Salesforce, it happens through client ID and secret really. For Jira Cloud, it's going to be OAuth. So let's quickly connect it. So click on this button. There's a pop-up on my screen right now where I need to allow this. So I need to choose the site, which is this one, and you can really read on what it requires, and then we accept it. As soon as this is done, the authentication becomes successful, and we can click on next. Now the next system is Salesforce, so I'm gonna copy the Salesforce URL here. I'm gonna put it, and this is registered for me as well, so I'm gonna just put the authentication now. So you can find your client ID and client secret by going into Salesforce. You really need to just add an external app. This is what I added, and you need to put callbacks and everything. So this is like documented. If you go to our documentation, you will be able to find all these things. So for this video, I'm quickly going to I have my consumer ID and secret, the client ID, which is something I'll just put here. So client ID and the client secret and the organization type, I'm gonna choose as production, then check authentication. So yeah, it goes through now. So we go next. I'm gonna name the connection as Jira Cloud to Salesforce. Then next, you can review the connection setup here. So the source is Jira, the destination is Salesforce, and you click on create connection and start trial. So what it does now is it's trying to create the connection in the background, and once we click on continue, we will get an option to choose the project on the Jira side. So this is where any tickets will land up to in case we create a case on Salesforce or we decide to create any object on Salesforce. So yeah, basically that's the project on Jira. So we now build and continue. So we have two options here. We have a quick sync option wherein we would just publish the starter config, which is the default scripts, the out of the box configuration that we get, or else we can edit and test, wherein we can open the editor in a draft mode. And yeah, here we have script mode and conversation mode. So conversation mode is really like experimental at the moment, but it's like what it does is that you can describe an English prompt saying that okay, we need to map this with this, we need to sync cases with this X project on Jira, and you can then add your own mappings. The script mode, really, I'm gonna show you that in the beginning, and then we will I'll show you how the AI kind of things AI thing integrates here. So let's continue. So yeah, what you will see here is a side-by-side scripting interface. First of all, the direction here is really from Jira to Salesforce. We can switch the direction easily from Salesforce to Jira as well. So what I'm going to show you is a sync from a Jira ticket. So I'll create a Jira issue, and we will sync it to the Salesforce case. So by default, the outgoing sync from the Jira side, this is the outgoing script, meaning the information that we would like to take out from Jira. So we have, for example, the summary, description, all these fields. We map it into replica objects, and this replica is going to the Salesforce side, where you can see this replica, and then this will map into the Salesforce object for the case object. So similarly, like here, the summary gets picked up, goes into replica, and the same replica summary gets copied into the subject on the Salesforce case. That's a very simple example. I'm gonna first show you how this works. So let me actually duplicate this tab as well, and in the meantime I'm gonna create a case. So I'm gonna create a simple task, a new task in Jira. Let's say some description for this task, as this needs to be in Salesforce. Okay, so we have a task here really. Now what I need to do is I need to send this across to Salesforce. Now how do I do this within Exalate? So there are two ways. The first way is really you go to item sync monitor, and you put the number, the ticket number, the issue key, and you search for it. So you would see the synchronization status here, which says it's not synchronized. So you just click on sync now, and that becomes that's what is going to send this ticket across to Salesforce. So as soon as this ticket is sent across, you will see a link on Salesforce, which will take you to the case, and you can see that this is what gets created against the Jira issue. So you can see a new case is created, and you can see the description as well. So be in mind that we did not change anything on the scripts yet. So what you are seeing is completely out of the box. So we are syncing the description, subject, the origin and status on Salesforce is defaulted to web and new, which you can see here. So it's web and it's new, and we can sync the comments and the attachments as well. So let's say I'm gonna give an internal comment here saying this is synced to SF. I'm gonna save this. Okay. So we can sync feed objects, we can sync internal comments, we can sync custom fields, attachments, whatnot. So everything is it's supported from Exalate. Now it's a bidirectional synchronization by default, so no clicking of any buttons on any side once the ticket is synchronized. So what we can expect on the Jira side in a few seconds is the comment. So you can see that Exalate it created this comment, and you can see the comment itself like this. So this was something that happens by default. Now let's talk about a few customizations and how that would work really. So this is the Jira to Salesforce direction. Now as soon as I click on edit script, this loads up the scripting interface side by side, and when I try to like publish the changes, it creates a new version automatically. So within Exalate, we have a new feature called version control, wherein there as soon as you kind of publish scripts, make changes, a new version gets automatically created, and it's possible to roll back to the previous version in case you made some changes and it didn't go the way you expected it to be. So let's see what we can do here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a very simple example of mapping the statuses here, but we can do really like a lot of things. So let's say here on the Jira side, I have statuses like open, pending, and resolved, and on Salesforce I have new, working, and escalated. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make changes to the Salesforce side, and I want them to reflect them back on Jira. So this is the Jira to Salesforce direction. What I'm talking about is the reverse. So we're gonna do it from Salesforce to Jira. So what we need is we need to send the status out from Salesforce, which is happening by default here in this case, but we need to write a rule on the Jira incoming to map them, right? So either I type it out manually, or what I do is I basically use the documentation to do it, or I just prompt Aida to help me out here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that. So I'm gonna say I want to map statuses from Salesforce to Jira. Please map. So Salesforce statuses are new, working, escalated. So I'm gonna say new, working, and escalated with open, pending, and resolved. So with open, pending, and resolved. Just bear with it for a few seconds. So Aida is drafting the script. Okay, so as soon as it's done, you can see what changes it made really, and you can click on insert changes, and this would just help you out here. So here if you see the replica variable which I'm using is replica.status.name. This is going to be a little different here, unfortunately, because of the way of how we set things on the Salesforce side. So so we are gonna change this to replica.status.value. So there are a few things that we might need to change here or there depending upon the system. The next thing is that we can simply do a start test run really. This is a very nice thingy where we can simply just select the item, like we can simply select the case, and we can put the case number, and we can search for it, and we can start the test run. So here what we are going to see is the remote payload. This is a JSON based payload that we see from both the sides. So we see the replica that is sent from Salesforce on the Salesforce side, and then we see the data that is applied on Jira. So nothing really complex. It's you can just assume that the outgoing script that we have on Salesforce, it's going to show that on the JSON in a JSON payload on that ticket, on the case, and this is how it gets applied on the Jira side really. So the value new on Salesforce gets mapped with the value open. Similarly, we are going to test on the other values as well, but this is just so that we make sure that everything looks okay without even actually creating new tickets. So this is a very, very useful feature. So we can now publish the version and we can confirm it. Okay, and simply what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the status to now working, and we can save it. And what this does is it's going to change the status on the Jira side shortly. I'm gonna refresh the page. Just what we were waiting for is just this status change which just happened. So yeah, if you see the status now got changed to pending, which if you go into history you would see that Exalate changed the status a minute back. So yeah, this is really how it would work. I can go on and I can continue this. So let's take one more example of how you can, let's say, synchronize custom fields, right? So what I'm going to do is, in this remote URL custom field that we see here, I'm going to populate the Salesforce URL. So just to show that, we can do and how we do custom fields. So I'm going to edit the script here and I'm going to say, okay, issue dot custom fields dot, and then we'll have remote ID. And then we are trying to set a value here, so I'm gonna write a dot value, and then I'm gonna do replica dot key, which is nothing but the Salesforce ID, the case internal ID. We can get the case number as well, but that's we need to kind of separate that out from the outgoing. So right now what we are doing is we are sharing this ID and not the case number, but yeah, that's a separate configuration. We can do that as well. Let me show you how the trigger functionality works within Exalate. So right now what we saw really was we started the sync manually from Jira. Now what if we want to automate this process of the sync? So what we do in that case is we create a trigger, which is nothing really but it's a query that we use for synchronization. For Jira it's based out of JQL, so we can really write a very simple, or we can write a complex JQL depending upon the filter that we like to keep. So I'm gonna say issue type is task. So if there's any task that's created inside this project, that will automatically synchronize. So I'm gonna save the trigger. Oh, nice. So we get a pop-up saying trigger validated, and the trigger will affect these items. So I'm gonna publish this version now. Okay. Now what we do is let's create a new ticket really. So we're gonna say another ticket for testing. I'm gonna say some description. I'm gonna say automated. Okay. Now we don't really need to go into the item sync monitor and manually kind of synchronize this, because it's already automated now. So what we do is we can go into the connection properties. There's a sync panel extension, by the way, which you can install from Chrome. I have already done it in my case. It's very simple to kind of go there. You can go to extensions, and you can, from Google Chrome, you can just install this Exalate sync panel. You might need to sign in once, but yeah, you can then see which Jira ticket is linked to what Salesforce case, and yeah, this works on the other side as well. So in this case you can see that this is the synced item, and you can see it's synced with Salesforce with this ticket really. So yeah, this is how the automation works. So yeah, more or less, yeah, this is how you can see things working between Jira and Salesforce using Exalate. I hope you like this video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this. See you in the next one. Till then, bye bye and take care.